This is a video for Bonnie Stet. Well, Bonnie, we took Miss Lulu herself for her first event of the year, and she was very, very excited to be out eventing again. This is a dressage test early this morning. Now, I knew she'd be hot and nervous, so I got up really early and gave her a bit of a school at about 7:30 this morning for half an hour, and she was breathing fire. Obviously, we took her to the dressage show a couple of weeks ago where she was very good, but she, for some reason, knows that she can almost see the cross-country jumps there, and she knows at Pine Top that she's going to finally get to run and jump. Anyway, it wasn't disastrous. She held it together. She got a little bit nervous in the walk and one canter strike off, but all in all, this event was more just to get the rust off, get her out and about, and start preparing her for her debut at the advanced level in a couple of weeks' time. She show jumped very well. We had Peter Wild help us on Tuesday of this week, and Peter gave us some exercise, some gymnastic exercises, and then also did a little bit of coursework. Then Eric Devander also was here on Wednesday and Thursday, and we worked Lulu together on the flat, and she went really, really well. And like always at this time of the year, she's pretty fired up when she gets to her first event. So I was just sort of being very, very cautious in the way I rode her and tried to keep a lid on her. All in all, she had a good weekend though, Bon. Like, she did a decent dressage test, then she show jumped fantastic. She jumped the moon. And then cross-country, she was bloody brilliant. I obviously, being the first event of the year, I didn't push her at all for the time or anything like that. I just cruised around slowly and looked after her legs a bit. And she pulled up well. She's still quite fit from last year's competition. So I think basically my game plan from here on out is we'll have an easier couple of days here. And then I think we're all set to compete at the advanced at Pine Top in 2 weeks' time. That'll be on Friday and Saturday in 2 weeks' time. It's she'll be a little bit green in the flying changes in the dressage, and then I actually think she'll show jump the track there really, really well. And then obviously the cross country will be a step up, but she's up for it. She gave me a great round of cross country today. She was full of running, very, very confident, and jumped all the fences well. So obviously, as we know from this time last year, it's always a challenge when we move them up a level. So we're just looking for survival and completion, Bon. See there, she gets a bit nervous and not the best transition there. So we got a decent dressage score. I think it was 35 or something like that, which obviously the walk she got quite nervous and tense in, and then the canter, she gets a little bit choppy when she's fiery like this. The hardest part is when she gets tense, she gets her canter goes a little bit up and down on the spot. So Eric was working on trying to keep her canter quite open and free once she gets a little bit tense, which it's easy to say and it's hard to do, especially when she's fired up like this. She's trotting up really, really well at the moment. She's been, touch some wood, she's been very, very sound in all of her training, and like I said, we've been slowly but surely building the fitness into her. She's up to cantering 4 miles slowly, either once a week or twice a week, depending on how much jumping we do. The Pine Top, still Pine Top. It's obviously got a great cross-country course, and the show jumping and dressage is a little bit primitive, but to give them a good run and a good outing, it's a good venue for it. So I try and take all the upper level horses here to Thompson, Georgia. She's obviously a very careful jumper. one of the hard things, Bonnie, is when she sort of jumps really, really big, sometimes my upper body falls a bit forward just because she jumps quite high behind. So, and she sort of lands a bit neck down. So trying to work on sort of elevating her neck and her head, especially on the landing side of the jump. But she's very, very careful. And she used to have a little bit of a short stride in the jumping, but it's now that she's more confident, it's grown a bit. She's very, very good front end on her. Funny enough, the clear rounds in show jumping have been handy. Obviously, her win at Bromont last year and her top finish at Maryland was all thanks to a clear round, and it's luxurious riding her in the show jumping just because she's so careful and classical. So we got a couple bits and pieces from the cross country today. As I said before, I just sort of went around slowly. We picked up about 15 or 20 time penalties just for going slow. There's in my opinion, no need to sprint her around this early in the year. And she felt very, very confident around the track. So I think we're in good shape to have our first advance in a couple of weeks, mate. Anyway, we hope you're feeling well. And Lulu's in great shape, and I think she's going to have a good season this year.